कुमार स्वामी नायक गोंगो लुगु लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In the news tonight, SODELPA appoints committee to review constitution, new auditors to look into NFP accounts, and life of Frank Hilton celebrated.
From the studios of FBC SUVA, Ritika Pratap.
The Social Democratic Liberal Party has appointed a committee to review its constitution. SODELPA General Secretary Emile Duituturanga says the committee was today endorsed by the management board and a final constitution will be presented at the party's annual general meeting in November. Lina Rees reports.
There was a realization for SODELPA to review its constitution when the party faced suspension earlier in the year.
And one of the issues was this constitution, or which version of the constitution. So that really meant that gave our management board, the same management board, the mandate to pull together a constitutional review committee. So I was tasked as General Secretary to work with the working committee. The chair of the committee is Mr. Semesa Karavaki. I can share that because that's been endorsed today.
Duituturanga says work on the review of the constitution has already begun, with the committee now looking at online submissions.
They've identified key people to come and present oral submissions. So they'll be working towards, I think, for the next couple of weeks in October. And then they will pull together issues and bring a report. They've asked today to have a management board meeting run about mid-October, where they will present their report on the issues that they've identified that need to be worked on.
During the board meeting today, a motion was also moved to set up a committee to look at what caused the party to be suspended.
What will happen? They will find out why did we get into that trap. So the result of that will be, in the future, avoiding.
Lessons learned, how do we stay strong? What do we learn from where we've come?
A decision on the motion will also be made during the party's AGM on the 28th of November. Lina Rees, FBC News.
The National Federation Party has appointed another auditor to go through its financial audited accounts. This after their auditor withdrew its services on Monday. Naivelli and Company was appointed by the party yesterday. President Pio Tikunduandua says they do not agree with all the allegations of discrepancies highlighted by the Register of Political Parties in relation to their accounts. He made the comments during the commemoration of Fiji's 50th anniversary of independence and the party's annual general meeting in SUVA today. Tikunduandua assured the supporters and members present at the celebration that none of the funds have been misused.
It is clear to me that in some cases, our record keeping and accounting needs to be sharpened up. Now I am president of the party, and it is my job to make sure that the party gets this right.
The NFP has been given 21 days to rectify discrepancies found in its list of donations submitted to the Registrar of Political Parties. These relate to accounts for 2015, 2017 and 2019, with a report from 2016 still pending. Around 100 National Federation Party supporters gathered in SUVA today to mark Fiji's 50th year of independence. The party, which was formed in 1965, played an important role in the negotiations that led to Fiji's independence from the United Kingdom in 1970. Pranita Prakash reports.
As the country will mark its 50th year of independence in 2 weeks, the National Federation Party leader believes it is time for celebration and reflection.
It is a time to think of our history and those who have brought us to this point. I look back with great pride at the part the National Federation Party has played in the development of this nation.
This is the time today to salute our founding fathers, acknowledge their sacrifices. This is the time for the several thousands of NFP members, supporters and well-wishers to stand proudly and say, we made Fiji independent and a sovereign nation.
However, Professor Prasad says the COVID-19 pandemic has brought about more challenges.
It is a time to join hands with those many committed people and organizations who have stepped in to help. It's a time for the people to show solidarity and strength to think ahead and prepare for a different future. Ladies and gentlemen, a 50th anniversary provides us with an opportunity to reflect on our past as we prepare to embrace that future.
The National Federation Party also held its annual general meeting in SUVA today. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The late founder of special education in Fiji, Frank Hilton, has been hailed as a humble and selfless man by President Major General retired Chochi Konrothe. Speaking at the late Hilton's 100th birthday in SUVA, Konrothe highlighted that Hilton focused on his passion to ensure quality education is received by students with special needs or those who are physically challenged. Josaya Nanunga has more.
The father of special education in Fiji went beyond his boundaries to ensure children with special needs are served purposefully.
During the course of his work, Mr. Hilton, as you heard, also managed to travel to many Pacific Island nations and was very instrumental in setting up training programs for teachers throughout the Pacific, which is a hallmark of his passion and determination to assist those children and individuals who are less fortunate locally and regionally.
The school has helped students overcome various challenges, particularly with parents and caregivers.
Government has been allocating grants over the past years to strengthen the partnership between government and the Frank Hilton organisation to ensure the best possible service is provided to all Fijians. And it's very pleasing to learn that the government grant has been worthily utilised.
Frank Hilton Organization has recently become a member of the National Coordinating Committee on Children to support the advisory role of the forum to government, with particular attention to the needs and interests of children with disabilities. Josaya Nanunga, FBC News.
Up ahead, arm wrestling competition gains momentum. And former housekeeping attendant shares Independence Day memories. Stay with us.
मैं टोटलिया NADI में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ.
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
Welcome back. Local businesses are finding alternatives to keep afloat as the economic impacts of the pandemic continues to be felt. Vision Investments Limited yesterday announced its profit after tax of over $15 million, saying this was achieved through quick response by the group. Venina Rakautonga has more.
Staff members of Vision Investments were commended at their annual general meeting yesterday for the sacrifices they've made during these trying times.
The group posted after-tax profit of $15.7 million on a revenue of $181.6 million. These results cannot be directly compared with the previous year, as the previous year had a significant one-off benefit of additional revenue.
Group Chair Dilip Khatri says there is still uncertainty as to when the crisis will end, and this adds another dimension to the challenges they face.
The group responded quickly and has implemented measures to maintain some level of operating profitability and preserve cash. Some measures taken by management include payroll cuts, which we hope to restore as soon as the situation becomes a little bit more clearer.
The company's challenge is to actually make sure we manage this crisis. All the companies are going through this situation.
The company declared an interim dividend of 4 cents last November. However, the directors have recommended not to declare a final dividend for the year as yet, as a precaution to preserve cash during crisis. Venina Rakotonga, FBC News.
Hundreds of Fijians flocked to Terry Walk in SUVA to witness the first ever arm wrestling competition today. Over 30 participants from around SUVA took part in the Vodafone Vanua Arm Wrestling Challenge this morning. The event, organized by Vodafone Fiji, is a build-up to the commemoration of Fiji's 50th Independence Day. Josaya Nanunga has more.
The slogan, "Stronger Together," is key for this competition, which started 2 weeks ago.
So we know people are suffering, we know the the spirits a little down, you know, and Fiji people are not known for that. Fiji people are always known to be sportive, happy. So this event will definitely add to their spirits, will again boost their morale.
Participant, 66-year-old the Conroe native Cesario Kenandina, says such events help them refresh their minds during these trying times.
I strongly support this kind of event, as the prize money can assist a lot of participants who might be facing financial hardship.
Other participants shared similar sentiments.
Yeah, this is a hard time. We need recharge and come do our work.
Any single cent I will never put in my pocket. I will give the poor people. Yeah.
Similar competitions were held at major centers around the country and will continue for the next 2 weeks. The entertaining Vodafone Vanua arm wrestling competition attracted hundreds of Fijians, and today's winner will participate in the grand final scheduled on the 9th of next month at the Vodafone Arena. Jose Nunga, FBC News.
The entertainment industry has suffered a major setback this year due to the coronavirus pandemic. In an effort to unite the dancers and performers, Mata Dance Fiji is organizing a Dance Fest Fiji. Venina Rakotonga caught up with the group.
A first of its kind, 9 renowned dance teams will bring the art of dancing to life in the capital city next month.
We're so lucky to have artists that are passionately driven and are always thinking outside the box. The festival is really just aimed at, you know, just making sure that everyone is still connected, like we're still, you know, fighting for the common goal, which is like to continue providing the art of dance to the communities.
Director Tevita Naivalumbalavu says the one-day event will not only provide entertainment but will also feature educational dance workshops for all genres.
They will involve a line of workshops from like 5 years to the adults, and they will run from 9 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So the showing is just aimed at showcasing the different styles and genres of dance that each of the dance company, you know, are known for.
Logistics and Operations Manager Charlene Ali says all health precautions will be followed.
We have, of course, minimized to 50% capacity for our evening showing, so we are only selling 200 tickets for the evening show.
The show will be held on October 17th at the SUVA Civic Center. Venina Rakotonga, FBC News.
The atmosphere in most corners of the country lit up a few months ahead of Fiji's Independence Day. Among the excited Fijians were workers from the Grand Pacific Hotel who were directed to polish their services from greeting protocols, front desk operations and dining area to room services. Arieta Salusalu, a former housekeeping attendant at GPH, shares her experience of October 10, 1970. Josaya Nanunga reports.
It was a different atmosphere in the lead up to Fiji's historic day.
I think 4 months before the historic date, we were told by Mr. Hans, who was our manager at that time, that His Royal Highness Prince Charles will spend the night or two at GPH.
She was among the thousands who became emotional when Fiji entered its new chapter.
Well, thousands of Fijians from right across Fiji flocked to SUVA to witness or be part of the parade traditional ceremony occasion and to even wave or meet Prince Charles. I was overwhelmed to see the full traditional ceremony accorded to His Royal Highness.
The bubbly Salusalu says they were being continuously reminded to ensure Prince Charles' visit was a memorable one.
We stayed back at the hotel, fully prepared as we await the arrival of Prince Charles on that night. We were excited, and the standard of his room was just top class. That was the day and the night that I will always cherish in my life.
Soon to be 75, Salusalu is grateful she played an active role in one of the historic events for Fiji. Josaya Nanunga, FBC News.
And in sports, we have actions from the Mari Sevens. And SUVA defeats NADI in Skipper Cup. Details after the break.
Pula natang ko PRASAD ng karse, go erkraki. Do televizyon na parang na Radio Fiji 1 nandom ibit.
Radio Fiji 1 nandom ibit.
Leading sports, a new champion has been crowned at the 44th Fiji Bita Mari Sevens tournament after Tamandamo defeated Police White 22-21 in the final. Meanwhile, in the first semi-final, Police White beat FDS Barbarian Brothers 12-10. It was an evenly matched contest with both teams throwing everything at each other. Tries from Police Whites came from Rusiate Matai and Sakio Raloa, while Kamanieli Rasaku scored a double for the FDS Barbarians Brothers. Here are the highlights.
Rusiate Matai, the afterburners are on. Rusiate Matai, no one will get up to him. Jerry Tuai doesn't even want, is not interested. Chutawan Ingolo can't get up to that. And Rusiate Matai will open the account heading into the final minute of play. He isn't scored yet, but he'll put it down sure. Good start, Police White.
Yeah, wisest indeed.
Taniela Sandrungu. He tries his speed on the flank. The offload is good to Kamanieli Rasaku. And he will bring it in. And Police recycle that quickly. Sake Oraloa. Wow! Bulldozing play there from Saki Oraloa. Levi Ekani Konda loves that. And can they hit the right note? Oh, the offload is brilliant. Kamanieli Rasaku. Absolutely brilliant play by the Barbarians. And they built it up well.
Participating in the 44th Fiji Bita Mari Sevens for the first time has been an overwhelming experience for the Ipeli Sovalevu coached Eastern Saint side. Despite bowing out of the Cup quarterfinals against defending champion Police Blue, they left a great impression on the fans. Karalini Tavi has more.
This was the Eastern Saints' first Sevens outing since the team was formed by former national rep Serama Mbai.
This is my first Mari Sevens and for the team as well, and it has been an overwhelming experience. We would like to give thanks to God for his guidance.
Gaining exposure is the main aim for the side heading into the competition.
When we paid our entry fee, it was all about participation and gaining exposure. But the team was able to work together until we reached the quarterfinal. Though we bowed out of the quarterfinal, we are happy with how far we've come.
Trainer Sekyuso Wanga says they did not expect to come this far during the competition.
Did not expect that we would reach this level, and we look forward to other tournaments ahead.
In the Cup final tonight, Police White will take on Tamandamu at 6:45 p.m. Karlini Tavi, FBC Sports.
The SUVA rugby team needs to improve on discipline despite their 22-3 win over NADI in the Skipper Cup match yesterday. The capital side copped 2 yellow cards in a match filled with a number of penalties. Felipe Naicaso with the details.
The 22-3 scoreline doesn't tell the full story in an error-ridden match from both sides.
Yes, I think we're going back on the whiteboard to try and rectify those little problems, a little bit of discipline problem, but I'm happy with the scoreboard today.
A penalty try to SUVA, a yellow card to NADI, and another try to the capital side saw them take a 12-3 lead during half-time.
We came today for win, but we played against a very committed SUVA side. As you know, most of our players we only breed this from our only club competition.
In the second half, more yellow cards were dished out as NADI lost another player, which saw them reduced to 13 men, while SUVA also played with 13 men moments later. But the John Stewart captain side kept their composure, scoring 2 more tries to seal the victory.
Yes, I think we've done that. A lot of lessons learned in the last game. We came prepared for today's game. We know that the NADI team will not be very easy today, but we managed to win, and we are happy with the result.
SUVA will play Tailevu in the next match, while NADI meets Lautoka. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sports.
The AUDITORS created a major upset in round 20 of the NRL after demolishing Premiership champions Roosters 68 last night. They will now play the Knights in next week's elimination semi-final at ANZ Stadium in Sydney, Australia. Men's bowling sensation Semesa Naisarovati wants to take the Pineapple Cup home for the 5th year in a row. Naisarovati says the competition is challenging this year with a number of new bowlers stamping their mark on the greens. He says he has to be extra cautious with his games.
To win is a bonus, it's good, feels good. Yeah, to defend it, it's something else, it's a challenge. So I'm taking one game at a time.
Mostly fine conditions prevailed over most parts of the country today. Looking at the west, mostly pleasant with partly sunny and breezy conditions. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to SUVA, it was a breezy day followed by a mixture of sun and clouds. And up north, generally fine conditions prevailed. At sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. Turning to the tides, the next low tide is at 8:42 p.m. with a high tide at 2:51 tomorrow morning. Sunrise is at 5:52. For tomorrow, mostly fine conditions apart from possible afternoon or evening showers. Looking further on to Monday, similar fine conditions in the forecast. Recapping the main stories, Sodelpa appoints committee to review constitution, new auditors to look into NFP accounts, and life of Frank Hilton celebrated. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question now, should more road humps be put in place to curb the growing number of road accidents? Visit our FBC News website to answer. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet at FBC News or hashtag FBC News. That's your news for tonight. Stay safe. Good night.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.